Okay, so get this. Today's deep dive. It's about this Pineal XT thing. And wow, you guys were not kidding. I see why you're curious.
Yeah.
We're talking marketing materials, testimonials. They really went all out.
I bet they did. So what are they promising? Fountain of youth, winning lottery numbers.
It's almost like that, honestly, like unlocking abundance, boosting prosperity, all that kind of stuff.
So they're tapping into that whole secret power thing. The pineal gland being like, what is it, the third eye to enlightenment?
Yeah, and they've got this secret 30-second method. You ready for this? They don't even say what it is.
Classic, hook, line, and sinker. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Right. Make it sound super exclusive, and people are going to be clamoring for it.
Urgency and scarcity, my friend. Two of the most powerful tools in marketing. And they're using them masterfully, it sounds like.
Oh, absolutely. Limited time offer, high demand.
Yeah.
They're practically begging you to hand over your credit card.
But I'm guessing there's a money-back guarantee, so they can claim it's risk-free.
You know it. But okay, here's the thing that gets me. They have this whole as seen on claim.
Let me guess, they don't actually specify where it was seen.
Bingo. Was it a billboard in the middle of nowhere? Or maybe a prestigious scientific journal? Who knows?
They're counting on people not looking too closely, just being impressed by the vague association.
Exactly. And that brings us to, drumroll please, the customer testimonials. Thousands of them.
Oh boy, here we go. Testimonials, the wild west of marketing.
Right. And some of these claims, I don't even know where to begin. We're going to need a whole lot of skepticism for this one.
Well, let's hear it. What kind of miracles are they attributing to this Pineal XT?
Well, you got to hand it to them. They know how to play on people's hopes and dreams, right?
Exactly. And it's easy to get swept up in it all, especially when you see these testimonials, people claiming all these amazing results.
Oh, yeah. The testimonials. Always a mixed bag, those. Some of them are so vague they could mean anything.
Like, I saw one where someone said Pineal XT gave them increased energy. Okay, what does that even mean? Right. Did they suddenly become a marathon runner? Or just manage to drag themselves out of bed without an extra shot of espresso?
It's like saying a product makes you happier. Sure, maybe it did, but happiness is kind of subjective, isn't it? A million other things could be affecting that.
A million other things, exactly. And this is where we get into the whole correlation doesn't equal causation issue.
Just because two things happen around the same time doesn't mean one caused the other.
Right. You could eat a bagel every day for a week and win the lottery. Does that mean bagels are lucky? Probably not.
Probably not, unless you're a really big fan of bagels. But okay, I get your point. Correlation versus causation.
Exactly. And that's what makes these testimonials tricky. People might genuinely believe Pineal XT is working for them, but it could be the placebo effect or just life happening in the background.
So what you're saying is we need to be careful about jumping to conclusions.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everyone's making it up.
Yeah.
But we have to remember, these testimonials are just snippets, little snapshots of individual experiences.
They don't tell the whole story.
Exactly. And often, the details they don't mention are just as important as the ones they do. Like, I saw one about someone's chronic back pain disappearing. It sounds miraculous, right?
Yeah, that one definitely caught my eye.
But did they also happen to start physical therapy? Or change their mattress? We don't know.
Because it's way more convincing if they imply that Pineal XT was the only thing that made a difference.
Right. They want to make it seem like this product is the magic bullet. And speaking of magic bullets, did you notice the testimonial with the amazed doctor?
Oh, you mean where the person claimed their doctor was shocked by their results?
That's the one. It's a classic way to create the illusion of medical backing without actually having any.
So sneaky. Like, they're not outright saying the doctor endorses the product, but they're definitely implying it.
Subtlety is key.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, then you have the testimonials that are just, well, let's just say they require a very active imagination.
You mean the ones that sound too good to be true?
Exactly. Like, did this one person really cure their insomnia, lose 20 pounds, and get a promotion all thanks to Pineal XT? I'm not saying it's impossible, but come on.
Yeah, that one felt a little far-fetched, even for me.
It's like they took every positive life event imaginable and attributed it to this one supplement.
Life's just not that simple, is it?
Nope. Life is messy and complicated and rarely boils down to a single solution. So when you see a testimonial that sounds like a fairy tale, it's probably wise to take it with a grain of salt.
A whole shaker of salt, maybe.
Maybe even the whole salt mine.
Mm-hmm.
But look, the point is, we have to be critical thinkers, especially when it comes to our health and well-being. Don't just blindly trust what you read online, even if it's from someone who sounds just like you.
So what do we do? How do we avoid getting fooled by these marketing tactics, especially when they seem so convincing?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer, I think, starts with understanding how our own brains work.
So we're back. And I gotta say, my brain's still spinning from all those testimonials. It's like, I know better than to believe everything I read, but they make it so tempting.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing about marketing. It's not just about presenting facts. It's about telling a story. And in this case, they're telling a story about transformation, about unlocking hidden potential.
And they're using that secret 30-second method as the ultimate hook.
Exactly. It's like dangling a carrot on a stick. They keep mentioning it, but they never actually reveal what it is.
So frustrating. It's like, if this method is so life-changing, why not shout it from the rooftops? Why all the secrecy?
Because mystery sells, my friend. It creates intrigue. It makes people curious. And when you're curious, you're more likely to buy.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the people who are already buying into it? The ones leaving those glowing testimonials? Do you think they're in on the secret?
I doubt it. I think most of them genuinely believe in the product, even if they haven't experienced any earth-shattering results. It's like we were talking about before, that power of suggestion.
Right, because they want it to be true, so their brains fill in the blanks.
Exactly. They might not have won the lottery or discovered their psychic abilities, but maybe they feel a little more energized, a little more optimistic. And that's enough to make them feel like it's working.
So how do we protect ourselves from falling into this trap? Because, let's be honest, we all want that quick fix, that magic solution.
We do, don't we? But the truth is, there's no substitute for critical thinking. We have to be willing to question everything, to demand evidence, to do our own research.
And not just rely on a bunch of random testimonials.
Exactly. Because, as we've seen today, testimonials can be misleading. They're often cherry-picked, they rarely tell the whole story, and they can be influenced by all sorts of biases.
So where does this leave us? What's the takeaway from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we have to be savvy consumers, especially when it comes to things that promise to change our lives. Don't just buy into the hype, no matter how tempting it seems. Ask questions, do your research, and don't be afraid to be a little skeptical.
I love that. A healthy dose of skepticism never hurt anyone. Well, maybe a few marketers, but that's a different story.
That is a different story. And on that note, I think we've done our due diligence on Pineal XT for one day.
I agree. But hey, if any of our listeners have tried it, we'd love to hear about your experience. Hit us up on social media and let us know what you think.
And who knows, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode. Until then, stay curious, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.